they will have consequence for stepping our freedom and democracy, stripping of our freedom and democracy.
It's a very tangible way to show that too.
Yeah.
Not just words, with an act like that, with real provisions to check on Hong Kong, right? Yeah, and hurt them where it hurts most, in their pocketbook as well. Well, thank you so much for the interview. I wish you the best of luck. Yeah. So here we go. 100,000 people came out on Thanksgiving to thank America for passing this bipartisan Senate bill. Yeah. Sorry? So I don't understand what you're saying.
犧牲一切，繼續堅持落去，為呢個地方堅持落去。甘迺迪總統所講嘅民主理想，我哋香港人當之無愧。
Maybe you can actually set it down. There's some people sitting, or some of our people sitting. Maybe we can just put it next to them. Like that auntie right there with the glasses. Well, she's with us.
唔好問美國能夠為你做啲乜嘢，要問就問我哋，要問就問我哋一齊努力。
So you wanna go interview the guy?
嘅自由做到啲乜嘢？我相信我哋香港人係感激對美國嘅支持。
Hey, do you speak English?
相信香港人嘅感激係唔會啲留呢啲情緒上嘅波動，嗌下口號就唔。
Do you speak English? Would you be keen on an interview? Okay, cool. All right, so here in Hong Kong on Thanksgiving, over 100,000 people have come out to thank America for passing the bipartisan Senate bills. Why did you come out here today?
Because today Trump has passed the act today, so we are here to thank him and thanks all senator there, to thank them to help us from June to now. They help us a lot and they stand behind us. So that's why we are here. We want to thank them in this special day.
Yeah, it's amazing. You guys have been protesting for 150 days already.
Is that many already?
Well, that's about 6 months.
Oh, I didn't realize that, but yeah, we fought a lot.
Were you in it from the beginning?
Yep.
Wow, a real patriot here. What if Donald Trump was watching this program himself? What would you tell him?
Well, I just want to say thank you and to all Americans who support us. Please stand with us together and stand with us until we finally win this war. Yeah.
You know, a lot of young people in America are actually they want more communism in America. They're advocating for it.
Okay.
It's crazy. What would you say to them? Because I know in a lot of the speeches that people understand what the dangers of communism are.
Well, I think they just have to look at what's going on in Hong Kong now, and I think if they know what's going on here now, they may have a different opinion on that. Yeah. So please look at us, and they will know something more. Yeah.
That's what I hope. I hope more of them watch this program. Yeah. Did you vote the other day?
Yeah.
Oh. Were you satisfied with the results of the election?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with that, but it's only another beginning of another battle for us. So we will keep fighting on, and it's just a little win for me.
Yeah, it's a little win, but it's a definite demonstration of the real sentiment of the Hong Kong people, right? It really showed what they really believe, because a lot of the propaganda was saying that, they're not happy with what's going on, but the vote, you can't lie with the vote.
It tells a lot. In fact, it tells a lot, and it tells that most of the Hong Kong people are supporting this protest. And even though there are some inconvenience throughout the protest, the transport problem or something else, but we still think that democracy and freedom is more important than that, and we are willing to pay that price to get what we want. Yeah,
that's great. So what do you think the next step is going to be? You have the election. What do you think the next step in the movement is going to be?
Well, in my opinion, the protest must go on, but after the election, we have more seats in the region council. So it means maybe we will have a bigger political power and also bargaining power that allowed us to have more political option and political way to solve this problem and to get what we want. But we have to see what we can do, in fact. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
That's amazing. I feel from you that no matter how long it's going to take, you'll be here, even if it takes 6 years. 150 days it's been. If it takes, another 6 years.
We will all be here until we win.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
It's okay. You did great. Yeah, here it is. Let's see. Do any of your friends want to have any words to say? Oh, yeah? Okay. No problem. Do you guys speak English? Would you like a short interview? Oh, okay, no problem. But look, so many American flags. This is more, like I said, this is more American flags than I see in all of New York City. It's really amazing here. Let's take a look. Hey, do you speak English? Do you speak English? Would you be keen on an interview? Which guy? This guy? Which one? No, right. Hey, do you speak English? Oh yeah, go ahead, please. Oh, do you speak English? Would you be keen on an interview? Yes. Oh, you ready? Okay, great. So, hey, so what brought you here today?
I think we are all here because of the successful campaign that the world did for us to pass the very glorious acts in the America, and we're all very grateful for that.
Oh, that's great. What if Donald Trump was watching this program right now? What would you say to him?
I'd say to him that I appreciate what he did for us, and his tweet is really well written, because I see that he was a very candid person in saying that he thinks that democracy is for the betterment of the world, and that the act is for is to help Hong Kong and China to reconcile into a better society. I think it's the truth, and I'm very happy that he didn't succumb to the pressure from Xi Jinping, because I know because of the trade wars between China and America was quite a long-term war between the two countries. But I'm very happy that he didn't succumb to China at the cost of democracy in Hong Kong. And I'm very thankful for President Trump.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And I have a question. So, a lot of young people in America are actually advocating for more communism and more socialism. But, here it seems like people are very clear what communism is and all the dangers involved. What would you tell to the young people in America who are actually wanting more communism?
Well, I think everyone that thinks that communism is good for the country is that because all they read about communism is from books and they haven't seen it in practice. Because personally, I think a communist country would be great if it really could live up to the ideals that have been portrayed in textbooks, in our political lectures. But then, in fact, just look at China and you see what that power would always corrupt people. And only if we could stop power from corrupting people, then we could look into communist country. Well, some may say that democracy is not the ideal type of ruling the ruling methodology for a country, but I'll say it has to be the lesser of two evils. And in the current situation of Hong Kong and most Asian countries, and also obviously in China, I think most of us would want democracy, but the problem is that we don't even really have the the freedom of speech to say that in a real life. It's like I couldn't even pull my mask off my face to say that I want democracy from Hong Kong, because if I do that the next day, I won't be at my work. I will be in prison or I will be killed. That's what really happening to the kids in Hong Kong, and it really breaks our heart.
Yeah, I hope everyone watching thinks about that, because in America, we take that really for granted, that we can speak our hearts and we can say what we want to say without having to wear a mask. It's unbelievable. Did you vote the other day?
Yes, of course I did. Of course I did.
Were you satisfied with the results?
Yes, very, because as you see, actually only one district, that there was only no majority winning in one district in Hong Kong. So I think the election results in the district council should be really prominent to tell the world that we Hong Kong people do want universal suffrage and we do want democracy, and that we are not blind to the truth, and that we will insist to the end for democracy and for all the lives that have been lost in this war. That's what I have to say. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. I was surprised that even one district didn't vote democracy. That was my big surprise. I thought it would be 18 out of 18. I was shocked it was 17.
Yeah, I think it was the island district that was deemed the only remaining blue district, because in Hong Kong we would classify the yellow district as districts that would want democracy. For example, I'm from the
small technical. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll have to explain, because my friend just told me that the remaining island, the remaining district that was still blue, because some of the seats were not democratically elected. So that was the problem. So we could see that actually, like the majority is like almost 90% of the seats that were democratically elected in Hong Kong in the district council election were all from the yellow candidates. Yeah, and we are very grateful for the results. And also, we have to look at the problem, taking into consideration the fact that many of the votes were actually planted by the government. We see buses that are carrying lots of elderly people to the voting stations, and they were told to vote for a specific candidate in the government's camp, because they gave them food and I don't know, rice or food in exchange for their votes. Yeah.
But even so, what they say, money. If you have money on one side and heart on the other, heart will always win, right? Yeah. So even though they're busing people in,
yes,
it still came out this way.
Yes.
Yeah. And one other thing, a lot of the propaganda, the pro-Beijing propaganda was saying that public sentiment was really against the protests. People were not happy, all this. But the election really showed the truth, right? It showed what people were really thinking about. So it really broke through that propaganda. What do you think the next step is? So you had the election. What do you think the next step in this fight for freedom is going to be?
Well, because the district election is just the first election that we have in Hong Kong that is really significant for us since the movement. I think the second election for the Legislative Council next year is going to be a huge fight between the government and the people, because we believe that through this district election, the government has collected a lot of big data from different districts. In other words, they would know how many more votes that they have to plant in the districts and how many more people that they have to bribe in order to win. So the next big fight would be in the Legislative Council election next year. And but we're not going to give up. We're going to try our best.
That's great. Okay, Jayo.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so
Yeah. Good luck.
And thank you to President Donald Trump. We really wish that you would be here instead of what we have in Hong Kong right now.
Okay, you hear that, Mr. Trump?
大部分嗱，嗰年 G20 國峰會會場嘅朝日新聞就係刊載咗我哋香港人向國際社會求援，要求國際社會支持我哋香港嘅一份廣告。呢一份廣告相信係一個好重要嘅轉變。我希望大家知道呢一啲一切都係得來不易，因為日本本身你問係咪必然支持香港咧？唔一定嘅。佢同中國本身都有好多外交互動嘅，唔好以為一直都係敵對，因為喺中美貿易戰底下，日本一直都係好希望同中國加多啲貿易，好多農產品都去輸入咗美國，就開始諗下喺中國嗰度加強啲經貿利益。咁變相佢哋喺香港問題上面都係相當之唔容易。大家睇下諗下，最初何野太郎喺眾議院被眾議院議員應承都質問佢，話請問你對於香港嘅逃犯條例有咩睇法？其實佢本身係一個好高層，但係喺6月12號，當警察向香港市民開槍開象關指引。結果促成到日本外相何野太郎喺當時係一個好大嘅轉變。喺 Twitter 度同大家講，香港朋友，大家一定要平安。我哋希望香港政府能夠順利地解決事件。當時係出咗年嘅 Twitter。跟住我哋都見到周庭去到日本，開始係整個地方嘅媒體啦、大學啦，係有一個全國性關注。
Great style, very good style. Would you be keen on answering a few questions?
America and Hong Kong.
Yeah, American, I love it.
And Hong Kong.
About what questions?
Just a few questions for the camera. Like, what would you say to Mr. Trump if he was watching? Like, what can America really do?
Democracy and freedom is human rights. Democracy and
signing the protect.
Well, let's just get the camera on. Okay. Hey.
But I'm afraid that someone will,
recognize you.
Recognize
I don't think your mom. I don't think your mom would recognize you right now.
Okay. Okay. I can answer.
All right. Take a look at this. So we have more flags here than probably we have in Brooklyn, where I live. Take a look at this young lady. We got the flag cape, right? And her friend here, she has, what is this? This is the Hong Kong. What is free? There it is.
It's this slogan is the how to say this it's something that we scream all the time, and also it's one of our spirit because we want to bring back the glory to Hong Kong. So this slogan, the meaning is like that.
I see that written everywhere when I'm walking around.
Yeah. So it's about bring back the glory to Hong Kong and to restore what we want.
So America passed the bipartisan bill. That's what a lot of people are talking about right now. What do you think America can do to help Hong Kong ever more?
I think what America can do is to monitor what is happening in Hong Kong because, like the court, sometimes they will be a little bit biased and pass some laws that is favor to the government. So it is something very important, and I think America can monitor the situation in Hong Kong closely and to help us more.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. That's what the bill was all about. So I hope they start to do it ASAP.
Yeah, I hope so too. But really, really thank you for you guys, the media, the people in America, or even the senator, watching over Hong Kong. It's really touching and moving for me. And we will still keep on fighting for what we want, and we will not give up.
That's great. And if Donald Trump is watching this program right now, what would you say to him?
Thank you so much, Mr. Trump. Nothing can express my gratitude more.
You heard it here. Hi?
First, you're working for reporter to help us.
Yeah, thank you also the media for reporting what is happening in Hong Kong. It's really matter to us.
I'm glad. Yeah, we're just doing our part. You know, the Epic Times.
Yeah, I know.
We had people break into our press the other day and set it on fire here in Hong Kong because we reported honestly on what was going on in the school at the university. Yeah.
It's okay because reporting the fact is important. We can't be so biased. I understand that. So yeah.
So we'll continue to do our best to help you out.
So much.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will see if I can find the report online.
Yeah, online. Just go to YouTube, the Epic Times, and it'll be there.
I will try
Yeah.
my best. Thank you.
Yeah. Take a look. Oh, look. She has a friend. Now it's 2 American flags. Hey, let's go find those people who are wearing the flag shirts. Hey, and let me give this. Are you sure that lady is just sitting there? She's not going anywhere.
各位，我希望喺度同大家做一個呼籲，因為咧，我知道有好多日本嘅地方議員，佢哋最近做過一份聯署，呢一份聯署就係要求日本嘅參眾議院開始就住日本版嘅香港人權民主法案。
Well, those people are sitting down at like a kind of an odd angle. Yeah, I'm just gonna give it to her.
各位朋友，佢哋做緊一份聯署，目標係15萬人。而家咧，我最新睇就去到11萬人嘅先。
Yeah, but it's not going to be easy to get to them. Maybe we can just get out of here and walk around somewhere.
香港人，香港人。咁我咧想試下嗌日本人，但係日本人咧嗌佢加油好冇？日本人。日本人，各位朋友，我希望大家明白，國際社會嘅形勢對於香港係非常之重要。而有一啲評論甚至講，日本場，日本點樣去處理香港嘅情況，將會係亞洲局勢嘅最後一塊骨牌。點解係最後一塊骨牌啊？因為大家知道。亞洲嘅局勢裏邊，中日韓越南好幾個國家，其實大家咧都有好複雜利益。但係當有第一個亞洲國家願意企喺香港呢一邊，為咗我哋香港人發聲，我相信會有第二個亞洲嘅國家，會有第三個亞洲嘅國家企喺香港人一邊，為住民主、為住公義、為住自由嚟到去發聲。光復香港，時代革命；光復香港，時代革命。五大訴求，缺一不可；五大訴求，缺一不可。希望大家一齊加油努力，為香港爭取更好嘅未來。多謝各位。
Here is electrifying. It's like everybody's animated by the same spirit. Super powerful. When they start chanting, I mean, the closest thing I felt in the States is like a Trump rally, to be honest. It's just super powerful around here. Hey, do you guys speak English? Do you? Would you like, if Donald Trump is watching this program right now, what would you like to tell him?
Just like thank you for helping Hong Kong, and we'll keep fighting for about the freedom and anything that we want to, and we think there is 5 demands and no one less.
5 demands and not one less.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
加油.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Gayao. Hey, do you speak English?
As people who wave
The flag? That's okay. It's a very simple question. So if Donald Trump is watching this program right now, what would you say to him?
Thank you, Donald Trump, and also the Americans to support Hong Kong, and we will keep fighting until we get the freedom in Hong Kong. Thank you.
How about you?
Thank you so much, all the American people, and thank you, Donald Trump, Mr. Donald Trump.
And is there anything else that you think America can do to support Hong Kong's freedom and democracy?
I think we show a clear message to the American that we will keep fighting for the democracy and freedom, so that please keep watching, and also do please share to anybody in the world so that they can know what is happening in Hong Kong. Yeah.
That's right. So share it, hit the like button, and share it to your friends and family. All right. Gayo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. What's the sign say? Oh my gosh, look at this sign. This is great. Oh, what is a 16-pixel Donald Trump signing the bill. This is phenomenal. Do you speak English? Would you mind if I ask you a question? Yeah. If Donald Trump was watching this program right now, what would you tell him?
Freedom in Hong Kong, free speech.
Freedom in Hong Kong and free speech. Good luck fighting. Look at this is great. Yeah, please. Okay. So if President Donald Trump was watching this program right now, what would you tell him?
I am actually very surprised that he took the first step to fight for the democracy and to show the world that democracy is way greater than economy gains, and that really is the first step, showing the whole world that democracy it's invaluable. It's way greater than money, pretty much. And I think the next step is to unite even more countries together, and hopefully to show China that yes, you do have the market value, but when it comes to democracy, everyone should be equal and everyone should have the same definition to democracy. And yeah, thank you, USA. Yeah.
That's great. That's super, powerful to hear from you, to be honest. Yeah.
Thank you, press, to be honest. But without the press, there's very little coverage. And plus, we all know that China is trying to, make up their own point of view kind of thing, just trying to mock us that we are rioters. But look around you. We're so peaceful. If Carrie Lam would just listen to us, if China would just listen to us, we didn't need to have so much people getting injured, getting hurt, or just kind of scarring them their entire life, pretty much. So yeah, let's just keep on fighting. Yeah.
Good luck. There's so much propaganda out there by Beijing, though. Yeah, but it's good. That election vote, it showed what the Hong Kong people are really thinking, what they're all about. Yeah, that's great. And actually, in terms of the media, Epoch Times. I'm from the New York office in America, but the Hong Kong press was set on fire about a week ago after we reported honestly on what was going on at the university.
I mean, it's someone's behind this for sure. So yeah,
I'm shocked by the state of the media in Hong Kong.
It's so random, the timing. It's just not what Hong Kongers would do to each other. It must be someone else. Someone's behind all this. So yeah, we have to be smart and think like who is the one behind all the destruction. Yeah.
We don't have the evidence, but it's looking mighty like it's like the CCP. So anyway, good luck, and we will continue reporting honestly, and that's all we need to do. Look at this. We got 3 American flags in a row and the word thanks. This is so great. You know, this is more American flags than you will see in New York City right now. It's so beautiful. Listen, do you speak English?
A little bit.
Okay, I have a question. If Donald Trump is watching this program right now, what would you tell him?
Thank you very much, but we still need your support for our fighting for democracy and for all the free men and women in the world, for the our value we seek for. Yeah, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Very powerful first step that was taken, right?
Yeah, it's the first step, and it's not the end. We still work very hard for it, and the way is very long, but we will never give up. And please never give up and stand with us.
It's beautiful. And here we have "Give me liberty or give me death," one of the most iconic mottos in America. But very, very serious. You know, a lot of Americans fought for liberty and they died, right? But here in Hong Kong, for the last 6 months, people have been fighting for their freedom. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, we're following their steps, and we truly believe that we need the liberty. So please support us. Thank you.
We are not fight for economic or something. We are just fight for freedom. All of the Hong Kongers want freedom. Your support that's mean a lot of me. Thank you.
Beautiful. You know, being here really reminds me that I think we take a lot of things for granted in America, like being able to speak without having to wear a mask. That is something that I personally just have not realized how important it is until I got here to Hong Kong. And people can't speak without wearing a mask because they fear reprisals. Yeah, it's something we definitely need to be thankful for here over there in America. Do you have something to say? Yeah. So I have a question for you. If President Donald Trump is watching this program right now, what would you tell him?
I'll tell him, I love you, Donald Trump. Yeah, thank you.
You're your biggest fan here in Hong Kong.
I think so.
All right, so America just passed the bills, the pro-Hong Kong democracy bills. Do you think that's something that'll be helpful?
Extremely helpful. Like, Beijing is doing it like more ridiculous. And Donald Trump had the bill out just for here and helped us Hong Kong. Yeah. And I think he is so brave to stand up with us.
Yeah, it's true, against a lot of pressure. All right, thank you. Wow, look at all these flags. This is beautiful. It's a giant procession of flags. Wow, let's go. Let's see where these flags are going. What's that? Beautiful. Hey, I have a question. If President Donald Trump was watching this right now, what would you tell him?
Free Hong Kong. Thank you for saying that. I'm so grateful that all the Americans are standing for us. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question. If President Donald Trump is watching this right now, what would you tell him?
Thank you for signing the bills. Communist Party is your enemy, not a friend.
You heard it here. Let's see what some other opinions are going to be. Hey, if President Trump was... Oh, okay, good luck. Wow, look at this. This is more American flags than I see in America. It's beautiful. Hey, if President Donald Trump was watching this, what would you tell him?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you for supporting Hong Kong. Yeah. Thank you.
Man, on this Thanksgiving, there's nothing but thanks. Question, if President Donald Trump was watching this video, what would you tell him?
Thank you, President Trump. With you stand with Hong Kong, we will continue to fight until Hong Kong becomes a democratic society, an true open society. Thank you, Americans. Thank you, members of Congress. Thank you, senators. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I mean, from the American people. Wow, so much thanks going on in this Thanksgiving. Let's see, where are these flags going? You know, one of the takeaways I'm getting is that this bill is really a first step. You know, there's a lot of provisions like actually checking whether Hong Kong is truly autonomous, and a lot of people are wondering when that's going to start. So that's going to be an interesting question in the coming weeks. When are these checks going to start? How are they actually going to play out? Very interesting. Let's see where these flags are going. Look, there's more flags. I'm really not joking. This is more flags than I see in New York. Wow, look at this. What is it? The Trump tank. Oh my gosh. Hey, I have a quick question for you. If President Trump was watching this tape, what would you tell him?
Please take down China. If China unhappy, I will feel comfortable.
Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this flag. Man, you see this only in the Midwest, usually. Wow. Hey, if President Trump is watching this tape, what would you tell him?
Thank you, Donald Trump, and all the Americans who support us. Thank you.
Wow. Hey, I have a quick question. If President Trump was watching this right now, what would you tell him?
Stand with Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And that's our prayer for Hong Kong, that you will continue the struggle. You will continue.
Wow, there's so many people here. I heard estimates of 100,000 people.
For Hong Kong. And then in 1787, again, the Second Continental Congress met in this same building, and they ratified the
What's that?
United States Bill of Rights, which
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is super interesting. Somebody is giving a civics lesson about the American Revolution over there. And a lot of people here are actually making a lot of parallels between what happened in America in 1776 and what's happening in Hong Kong right now.
the freedom of the press, the freedom of the people to assemble, and the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. The Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and the Bill of Rights.
What?
We here
To stand here?
call that the Charters of Freedom. And that's
Yeah, somebody's giving a civics lesson here on the American Revolution.
came to Hong Kong in November of
And on the way here, I saw actually a lot of posters and signs comparing the American Revolution to what's going on in Hong Kong right now. And there does seem to be a lot of parallels.
your freedom, your democracy, your human rights, and your liberty. So, free Hong Kong. We're with you. America stands with you. We're so thankful that the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act passed. And we continue to stand with you in your struggle for freedom, democracy, and human rights. God bless you. We're praying for you. God's going to do great things for Hong Kong. And we are with you all the way. God bless you, Pastor Dr. William. See you soon. God bless.
So where do those flags go? Those flags, there's like giant procession of flags that went somewhere. Take a look at this. Look at this guy. He's the walking Statue of Liberty here in Hong Kong. That's great. Hey, I have a question for you. If President Trump was watching this right now, what would you tell him?
I would like to say to President Trump, thank you very much. Thank you for all the citizens in America supporting the Hong Kong Human Rights Democracy Act. Sincerely, from the heart, Hong Kong people, thank you.
Yeah, you heard it right here.
咁一個論壇嘅環節嘅，咁我哋今日嘅主題咧係感恩前行啦。咁我哋呢一個論壇主要就係探討一啲
Hey, can I ask you a question?
抗爭應該要點樣去前行啦咁樣。
Would that be okay?
大家介紹下我哋今日
If President Trump was watching this video right now, what would you tell him?
Please save Hong Kong and help us.
You heard it here. What is this bill that was just passed by the Senate? What does it mean for you and for Hong Kong and the fight for freedom?
I think that is one of the steps to help us. Yes.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Yeah. A lot of, pretty much everyone here is really thankful for what has happened, what was passed, the bipartisan bill that was passed in America. You know, passed without much fanfare, but really here, it means so much to the Hong Kong people. Yeah. Look at this. You from America, sir?
No, I'm from
From South Africa.
From South Africa. All right. Let's take a look. Hey, can I ask you a quick question? All right, no problem. Wow, so many people. Here's the other flag that's heavily represented here, the Hong Kong Revolution flag. Hey, I have a question. If President Trump was watching this broadcast right now, what would you tell him?
Thank you for standing with Hong Kong, and thanks for everything you did for Hong Kong, and we will stand with America also. Thank you.
That's great. And what is this bill that was just passed by the Senate, right? There's a lot of fighting right now in America between the Democrats and the Republicans. They almost can't get along on anything, but 100% of them support Hong Kong. What does that mean to you?
I think that freedom is the value of the world, and I think no matter what spectrum you are in the politics, you will stand with freedoms. And human rights.
I totally agree. I totally agree. Can't agree more. Yeah. No matter what bickering there is, people can always agree on freedom and human rights and democracy.
Thank you.
And that's what you're fighting for. Good luck. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, hey. Hey, can I ask you a question? If President Trump was watching this broadcast right now, what would you tell him?
Please support Hong Kong, and we all are the freedom fighter, and we need your support. Thank you, Mr. President.
Jayo. Wow. Really, like one thing I'm really getting impressed by, or one thing that's leaving an impression on me, is the fact that I really take for granted that in America, I can say anything I want in front of a camera without almost any fear. While people here, when they speak their minds, they really have to wear a mask because they fear the reprisals. Man, it's really something to think about. So take a look at this. So there was a giant procession of flags that went all the way around, and now they're coming to the front. Let's see what they're up to. Yeah. I can ask you a quick question? Okay, no problem. Sorry. Sorry.
咁所以人權民主法一個非常之關鍵嘅作用就係話。
So this is really amazing. I had to go all the way, halfway around the world from America to see a procession of American flags like this. It's amazing. Look at this. I mean, look how far back it goes. It's almost endless. Even all the way up there. I don't know if you can see it. Up there, you still have flags waving. You have flags all around. I mean, this is probably the best Thanksgiving I've ever experienced. Even have flags on the phone. Look at this. Hey, quick question. If President Trump is watching this, what would you tell him?
Thank you.
Anything to add?
I hope that the ads can be carried out and more things can be done to help us, and thank you.
And one more question. Right now in America, there's two parties, right? And they can't agree on anything. They're always fighting. But 100% of the representatives agreed that Hong Kong, deserves its support. And they passed this bill with bipartisan effort. What does that mean to you? What would you tell them that it means to you? Because being here, there's so much energy. It's so powerful.
I think it means that the world agree with us, that we are standing on the right side, the side that the world will agree on without any questions. So I'm really grateful that we can be part of this historic event, and we're forever grateful for what they have done for us for now. Thank you. Yes,
and thank you them for always supporting Hong Kong. Yes.
And it really feels like being part of history here. Yeah. Very, very, very likely, in the history books, these events will be marked. That's for sure. Go over to the other side.
因為選舉結果咧係反映咗大多數香港人咧都係企喺抗爭嗰邊。
Wow, look at this.
都係認為政府有問題嘅。
Right here in the main procession of flags. I wonder, man, this is beautiful. It really goes to show what America really stands for and represents, right? The freedom, the liberty. Look at this cute thing.
好多嘅 MP 咧都會問我哋一個問題，就係問啊入去係咪鬼啊？跟住究竟香港人支唔支持啊？係香港人民意會唔會反彈啊？跟住我哋咁啱喺嗰邊
Go to the other side.
解釋到，咁就可以令到佢哋明白當然香港嘅狀況。但係唔係我哋成日都係人喺嗰邊，可以俾佢話到。咁
Oh yeah, a giant procession of flags, one after the other, interspersed with the Hong Kong Revolution flag. Hey, if Donald Trump was watching, what would you tell him? All right, nothing, I guess. Wow. Spectacular. About 100,000 people and just as many flags. Hey, can I ask you a question? So, in America, there's a lot of infighting between the two parties, right? They can't agree on anything. But 100% of the politicians agreed to the Hong Kong bill. You know, they passed it unilaterally. What does that mean to you?
I think it is a great support to Hong Kong protests these days because we need the help from the world because that makes me feel like that Hong Kongers are not alone. We've got the help, we've got the back from different places in the world, and I think this is a great milestone in the democratic movement this year. And I would like to say I appreciate what the America have done. And dear friends from different places of the place, please stand with Hong Kong all the time. And we are the front line for defending democracy and liberty in Asia. And it is a hard way it is hard for the Hong Kong people. So please do as much as you can, President Trump. We need your help. And we've undergone a serious problem of humanities. Our students in Polytechnic University still was trapped in the university, in the campus, and they are lack of food and medical service. And I think the America can do something more for them. They can send medical team to help them because the first aid in Hong Kong, they got shot from police, they get arrested. We need official help from other countries that the police will not shoot them because a lot of people have died in the protest, and it is a great support. I have to repeat that. And
it's a good first step.
Yes, it's a first step for the international help, and I think this is done. And thank you to all the people who stand with Hong Kong. Thank you.
So, it looks like you have something to say here. So here's a question. If President Trump is watching this right here, what would you tell him?
Thank you for fighting for freedom and standing with Hong Kong. Sorry. That this is the first step only, and we back him to stand with us in the future and really do more for freedom, as freedom is one of the most valued thing in America.
Yeah, you know, one other thing that really stands out to me is that as an American, I really take for granted that I can say anything, even in front of a camera. But here in Hong Kong, you know, because of China, people, they want to talk and they want to say things and express themselves, but they can't, and they have to hide behind masks. It's just terrible. Can you speak to that?
In fact, I'm American too, but in Hong Kong, we can't do that. I was raised in America, so I know that we were taught to value freedom, to value democracy, but those are not free either. It was fought for us in the past by our ancestors. So now we have to fight for our future generation. So in the future, they can enjoy the same amount of freedom that I enjoyed in America. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you have them say something together to Donald Trump?
Okay. How about on one? Think of something that you guys want to say to Donald Trump, and on 1, 2, 3, you all say it together. Okay. Think about it.
Stand with Hong Kong, fight for freedom, and thank you so much.
Yeah. Wow. Man, yeah, that's so beautiful. See, one small act can spark such a big response. Beautiful. All right, thank you guys so much. Okay, let's go. Wow, take a look at this. Look, all the people with the flags, they came together. Let's go take a look at that. Man, that was so beautiful. I hope you guys caught what happened. Those maybe five young girls, they said something in unison, and then it sparked that giant chant. It's so beautiful. Hey, can I ask you a quick question? Hey? If Donald Trump was watching this, what would you tell him?
Thank you very much, Donald Trump. We love you. Thank you for standing with Hong Kong, and we hope you keep an eye on Hong Kong and watch Hong Kong people.
Jesse.
Oh, if you call me Pen. Yeah. Yes.
what the American flag means to Hong Kong. Oh yeah, just 1 second. We're just about to go live. Okay. Penn, yes. What is it about the American flag that means so much to the Hong Kong protesters?
Yes, because now we understand that Mr. Donald Trump, the president of the United States, they signed the law, and now we know that America is support Hong Kong.
And what is it? Because even before tonight, we've seen lots of American flags. We've seen protesters singing the national anthem, even early in the protests. Why was that?
Because the Hong Kong protester is seeking for some help from international parties, and we know that America is strong, and only the America can help us.
And how did you feel this morning when you woke up and you were...
so happy. I'm so happy that I know that Mr. Donald Trump, because previously I am very worried about that Donald Trump will reject to sign that left audience, and now I know that I'm so happy that Mr. Donald Trump signed the agreement, and it states that he supports Hong Kong.
Okay, Penn, thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, guys, tune back in soon. We'll have some more voices for you to hear.
The American human Democracy Act. We are happy to celebrating it.
You heard it here. Thank you. Wow. United States stands with Hong Kong, Seattle, Boston, New York, Washington, D.C. I wonder if this is from a certain group. Is this your sign? It's not your sign? Interesting. I wonder why they chose these particular cities to put on here. Interesting. Let's see what people are writing on here. Can I ask you a quick question? If Donald Trump was watching this broadcast right here, what would you tell him?
Thanks, Trump. Thanks for American people. Thank you, the Congress, for standing with Hong Kong, standing with freedom. What else can I say? Hong Kong is very appreciative for what America has done for Hong Kong, even though we haven't have much to offer U.S. in return. But it's a universal values that we hold together. So thank you, America. Thank you, Trump. Thank you, Congress. And thank you, the citizens of USA. Yeah, thanks.
咁但係我哋仍然有好多人有啲嘅區議員，可能我哋會未來咧，可能會更加着重國際線嗰個嘅佈局，因為喺外國咧，即係有啲嘢好現實嘅。 係我哋呢啲嘅即係議員咧，咁可能我哋會容易啲可以將我哋嘅聲音，因為我哋有你哋嘅民意授權，我哋會更加容易將你哋嘅訴求、你哋嘅聲音可以帶出。
We're just doing a live stream at the moment, so it'll just be a minute or two before we go live, and then I can ask you. Okay? Yeah. Okay. What was your first name? Jenny. Jenny. Jenny.
有一半嘅議員啦，咁我又希望到時就叫佢哋喺地方層面咧就推動制裁嘅法案。
咁啊等黑警咧，淨係好去大灣區啦，但係大灣嗰個區咧就去唔到啦。好。
而家條法例係通過咗，但係佢唔等於係會自動執行嘅。要條法例真係執行，要真係制裁到啲官員。
Okay, guys, so we're here with Jenny, and as you can see, she's dressed in her all-American colors. Just complimented her on her bandana. Jenny, when you woke up this morning and you realized that President Trump had signed the act, how did you feel?
Very happy, very pleasant. It made my day. But we kind of expected it. It was within our expectation. No matter what, President Trump will be signing the bill. It was just a matter of days that he probably had to pretend that he would make some decision. But you know, I think more than 60% of the Senate and the House of Representatives already passed the act, so it doesn't matter. It's happening.
And what has it been for the protesters after you've spoken to them? Has it lifted their spirits?
What is it? Sorry.
Do you feel that it's lifted the protesters' spirits? Has it raised their morale?
It's definitely raised our morale. Over the past months, we've been very desperate, disappointed. Everything that happened was very horrible. But today, given this successfully passing the act, people in Hong Kong feel that we have complete support from the U.S. and also the world, because many other countries like Canada and maybe some other countries in Europe are following the steps of the U.S. They're considering passing the I can't pronounce the act.
Magnitsky
Act. Yeah, they're going to somehow find their way to sanction the government officials in Hong Kong and the Hong Kong police. This is very pleasant to us.
And what does the United States and the American flag symbolize for Hong Kong people?
Freedom, fighting for freedom, and maybe success, because just like the lyrics of the anthem, you know, the flag is still waving there overnight. It's like, despite so many unhappy things that happen here in our place, but here we are slowly achieving what we are looking for.
So your flag is still waving here in Hong Kong as well?
Yes.
So what's next for the protesters? What's next for the pro-democracy movement?
I'm not sure, but we will find our way to keep the momentum, keep the heat, so we don't forget to fight for the rest of the things that we've been asking for. You know, the 5 demands. Actually, there are more than 5 demands, but never one less.
Okay. Thanks so much, Jenny. Have a nice night. Thank you. Okay, guys. Dogs over the throats, forgetting hopes, neglecting those who don't have a vote. He asks himself who he serves and who he protects. And behind the shield, he wonders why he lost the respect. He was once Asia's finest, now he's Asia's violence. Looking for excuses to incite the riot. Backed by false flags, no name tags, missing IDs, white shirt transformed by the powers that be. Paying these pawns, their conscience is gone. This is still an order when it transforms into atrocities. And underneath it all, he still believes that this is what he trained for. A delusional savior, taking aim at those who scream, fuck the police. Fuck the police.
Watching this program right now, what would you tell him?
I would say, thank you very much for passing the bill, and I understand it has been many diplomatic pressure he must be handling, but he did the right thing. So yeah, thank you very much.
That's actually a really good point. You know, it seems like, oh, it's so simple, it's a signature, but it's true. There's a lot of diplomatic pressure, especially when you're dealing with a communist regime like China, to not sign it. So it's you know, quite the thing that he did. Yeah. What does it mean? A lot of people here say it means a lot to them. Does it mean a lot to you?
Yes, I personally does not really active protester, but this definitely helps us a lot, as that you know, we finally sort of have an ally or a friend that we know we are not alone in this world, although how tiny this place are. So now that this is yeah, you help our morale, sort of. Yeah.
I can definitely see that. Well, good. Best of luck. America stands absolutely with you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You know, this is one of the real big takeaways that I'm getting from this event, because, you know, it seems to me it's almost like a no-brainer to stand with Hong Kong. And when I heard that it was a bipartisan bill, I was like, of course. You know, and I feel like a lot of Americans think the same way. But here in Hong Kong, it means so much to them because, you know, they're fighting a giant communist regime, the biggest communist regime left on the planet. And to know that America stands with them, that morale boost is so you know, crucial. Do you have something?
10月14號，我哋做一個感恩節集會嘅前版，就係呢個香港人權民主法案嘅集氣大會之後咧，就有美國嘅議員喺眾議院咧係展示咗一張大家一齊舉起手機燈海嘅照片，好多美國人當時都深受感動㗎。
At this time, our Thanksgiving Day assembly is approaching to an end. Some of you might remember when we held the rally for HRDA in October. A picture of us lighting up the city with torches was shown in the House of Representatives, and many fellow Americans were deeply moved.
咁今晚咧，我都想喺度邀請大家再一次喺愛丁堡廣場呢度揮動大家手上嘅美國旗幟，打開你哋嘅手機燈，一齊向美國國會同埋國民表達感恩。
Here tonight, I would like to invite every one of you to fly your American flag and light a torch to express our deepest gratitude to the U.S. Congress, President Trump, and the American public who supported the HKHRDA and Hong Kong.
好咁啊，請大家揮動你哋嘅手機燈，我哋影張相先。
This is more, you know, I don't need to sign.
Means to them, you know, and it's such a big morale boost. I can only imagine. What? Oh, I don't know if you can hear it right now, but right now they're playing the Hong Kong national anthem, the new national anthem. Here, you want to show it?
saying no? Do you want to ask them if I should say no?
So you will just.
Oh, let them play it once more. Oh, look. They're ready to say no.
And this just really makes me think about Hong Kong. You know, you have a giant communist China right above it, and this right here is the little sliver, I guess, along with Taiwan, of freedom and democracy and liberty in Asia. It's the Pearl of the Orient, right? I mean, what better way to show it than these beautiful lights here? And go a little higher. I mean, you can no? Wow. I mean, it probably goes on for a quarter of a mile, these beautiful lights. Yeah, so beautiful as the national anthem plays again for, the American national anthem. Which, I mean, if you know the lyrics to the American national anthem, it talks about the battle for freedom, right? The ramparts, the bombs bursting in air. I mean, take a look at these lights. It reminds you of it here, right? So beautiful. A lot of people are talking about how, America in 1776 is very similar to Hong Kong now. At the time, we were fighting for our freedom against, the imperial British Empire, and to be honest, they were fighting for their freedom against the Chinese, right? So a lot of similarities, and they see it too. You have lights going back here, and if you look up there, you have American flags all across the front, the American national anthem playing. Man, now this is a way to spend Thanksgiving. This is a way for an American to spend Thanksgiving here in Hong Kong. Everyone is so thankful. It really moves me, to be honest. Wow. question? If President Trump was watching this broadcast right now, what would you tell him?
Thank you, President, and thank you, America, the Congress, for passing the act. And then thank you. It really means a lot to us. Thank you.
And one more question. You know, in America right now, there's two political parties, and they're fighting each other all the time on almost everything. They can't agree on anything. But 100% of them, on both sides, agree to the Hong Kong Human Rights Act and the Pro-Democracy Act. Well, what does that mean to you as a person here in Hong Kong?
Because America stands with freedom, and America is the land of freedom and kind of protects the freedom on earth. Yeah.
So, does it give you more of a morale boost, like a feeling like somebody is behind you, that you're not alone? Is it that type of feeling?
It sure does, because currently Hong Kong is made secretly or explicitly under control of Beijing and the Communist Party. So with the help of America, it surely does boost our morale and give us a support both mentally and physically, because we can section our those against justice. Yeah.
Well, I personally hope it's only a first step. I hope there's so much more support that you guys get.
Yeah.
Well, 加油. Good luck. Yeah. Yeah. Wow, look. I wonder if this is the same... No, it's the same procession, but man, so nice. Look how many flags you have here. Wow. Look at this guy, wearing the flag as a cape. Hey, what would you say to Donald Trump if he's watching right now?
Right? Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm one of the Hong Kongers. I'm here to express our eternal gratitude to President Trump and all U.S. And all Americans who stand with us.
Wow. And look how many flags this guy got. He's holding a flag, he's wearing a flag, and there's a flag on his shirt. Oh, I think, right? Yeah, look at this. Wow, great. All right, well, good luck to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. If President Trump was watching this broadcast, what would you tell him?
Yeah, thank you, sir, for signing the bill. Thank you for standing with Hong Kong. Yeah, we continue to fight for freedom and keep our effort.
Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, with the same. Thank you very much for standing with Hong Kong, and together we hit harder. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Do not surrender. Never. Yeah. Thank you.
Never surrender.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
中央聲明咧，只係一個歷史文件咁而一啲中國嘅官方學者咧，亦都好清楚講明，當年咧簽訂中英聯合聲明，甚至乎有基本法咧，都嘅歷史意義咧，就在於確保中國可以喺97年收回香港嘅主權。當呢個收回主權嘅動作已經順利完成之後咧，咁呢啲嘅文件，呢啲嘅條約咧，呢啲咁嘅合約咧，就已經冇佢嘅歷史意義。咁所以係
This event to me was extremely powerful, and it showed the unity that the Hong Kong protesters or the people advocating for freedom here in Hong Kong have. You know, while the speakers were speaking, it was almost dead silent. People were just paying attention to the message, and then, you know, when something hit them, they chanted in unison. It was super powerful. Another thing I really found touching, as the people were talking, they really wanted to express themselves. They had so much to say, but a lot of them were, you know, almost all of them were covering their faces with masks. Some of them were going further, wearing glasses. It really reminded me that in America, we take a lot of these freedoms for granted. You know, you can get in front of a camera, get on YouTube, get on Facebook, say almost anything you want. But here in Hong Kong, when you want to say what you really want, you have to cover your face. You know, that's something that we really take for granted in America. And lastly, I think the biggest takeaway for me was that in America, I feel like a lot of people, they look at this bill in the Senate that was passed unilaterally, and we think, well, it's so obvious, you know, Hong Kong people are fighting for democracy, fighting for freedom. Why wouldn't we pass such a bill? But here in Hong Kong, it means so much to the people because they're on the front lines. I mean, you have communist China right above Hong Kong, right? I mean, they're in such a precarious situation, and they're fighting back with all of their strength, and this kind of support means a lot to them. So, you know, they're extremely thankful. Everybody I talked to was just saying thank you to America, thank you to Trump for signing the bill yesterday. Yeah, so, you know, anybody who's watching this, you should feel good, you know, because America really is standing behind Hong Kong and is giving them a giant morale boost. So, looks like the event is winding down. Looks like the giant procession of flags is packing up. And until next time, I guess we'll sign off.
Thank you.